Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next episode of our Factorio vanilla playthrough. Actually, in between episodes I've added this centrifuge making machine here so we can start working on some nuclear stuff, and to do so, first of all, we'll need to choose a place. Well, I guess this one's over here might just be good enough, or maybe this one, I'm not quite sure yet. Then over here we could have, for example, another oil station as well as a sulfuric acid provider station in there. And then we could go, well, I don't know, we have this one and this one. Well, we'll probably take this 21 million one. Can't really use a lot of this, so let's take this one then. So with the sulfuric acid we can mine that, get that back here or there, and then get that transformed in the centrifuges. So let me just start building that. So actually now we got this oil section done, or the sulfuric acid section. We already have a one for provider station for the sulfuric acid. Next up is of course to get the sulfuric acid train going, as well as the mine going. So, well, I guess, what did I say? I'll want to take this one. So I guess I'm gonna put down the stations and then we'll see each other down there in a second. So actually now I've also added in those two stations, one for the sulfuric acid to be delivered to here and one for the uranium ore to be provided to our vanilla train network. So next up we can actually go back to the base and, well, get some trains going. So maybe we won't go to mall, but to builder smelting. That's kind of near to here. Or, well, probably I should go to the mall and grab some locomotives and cargo wagons as well as fluid wagons. So I guess I'll see you in a bit. So now I grabbed some trains, as I said, and now we're gonna set those up. Probably we'll soon enough need some more space in our depot here. Well, actually we still have a few of those here. So first of all we'll definitely need, well, we'll need a station for the uranium drop-off as well. So let's do the liquid trains first. Let's put down the fluid wagons. Okay, and then we can simply do what we always do. Depot inactivity, well, let's do 2 seconds here. Then first of all, provider, full cargo. Then we probably should go back to the depot. Well, yes, let's do that. Let's go back to the depot. No inactivity there, and then requester and empty cargo, and then, well, it's probably good to put in another inactivity here as well as there, just to make sure the pumps have stopped working, and then, well, that's fine. And we can set those to be automatic. And I'll just run back and get the unloading for the uranium ore done. So here we are at our location where we want to do that. Our sulfuric acid train, actually the first one already arrived, so that's pretty neat. We didn't have the sulfuric acid for 2 trains, so that's why only one came here. Well, first of all, let's get rid of most of these trees, and then probably next up I'll do the station real quick, where we want to unload, and then, well, we can use this space for the ore refinement, the Kovarex, and, well, later on as well for probably most of the things we'll do with the uranium ore. So some nuclear fuel, I'll guess. We won't do uranium fuel cells here, I guess, because if we want to do nuclear power as well later on, then we'll use a different location to do so, probably at least. And then, so nuclear fuel, as well as uranium rounds, magazines, as well as the atomic bomb, and maybe even explosive uranium cannon shells, but don't really see the point if we do atomic bombs. So we'll probably go for the unload first, and then we'll see from there. So actually, we have the station running right now, as well as already the processing of the uranium ore into uranium 235 and 238, which is happening at a rate of 0.7% for 235 and 99.3% for 238. Then the output is gonna be placed into different belts, or onto different belts, of course. Well, we could definitely go for putting those on the other side of the belt here, though. Well, can we? Well, I don't really want to mess with that. Let's focus on getting the Kovarex process going. To do so, I already placed down another few of those centrifuges, and, well, we join them up here again, and then they can run around the whole thing. What we'll need to make sure, though, is to get a little buffer for our uranium 238, as that's going to be produced at a much higher rate. So to do so, we'll probably put in some chests here. Well, let's do something like 3. Well, let's go for 6 or something like that. And then, well, let's just leave it like that. Put it this way. And put in some steel chests here, as well as, of course, some power poles. Like that. Of course, we'll need those power poles here as well. And then we can think about the output of these things. It's gonna be kind of similar to those, but not exactly the same. So, well, now we don't have any stack inserters anymore. I'm just gonna go grab some new ones. And here I actually like to do kind of a different system. So first of all, well, of course, it's on 2 belts as well. Let me call in the train to get some things going. Please go to Mall 2. So that was just to get some more belt going, as we'll need that probably. And then, well, we could think about getting those a little further off. And then, well, this one has to go there. And then we'll do something else then up at the uranium processing, and that is to get those like this. And that allows us to have them separately as well. We could have done the same thing actually up here. Maybe I'll change that later. Doesn't really matter though. Okay, so then we can simply put down tons of these. So probably I'm gonna do quite similar amount. although then it will take ages to fill up the whole Kovarex process. Doesn't really matter though. Okay, so then we have that like this, and well, next up is of course to make sure that we use first of all these, which we get into here. So we can do something like this, and then simply get an splitter. Is that the same direction though, or the same combination? We're getting the 235 on the left side, so the upper side, and we're getting the 235 on the upper side as well. So it won't screw everything. Okay, that's perfect. And then of course we'll tell this one to have the input priority to the right. And well, then it should probably start working. Well, it says it has no path to go here. Why though? The other trains come here as well. So what's the deal here? And well, we have a problem with our oil station down here as well. It's, what is it calculating? 400,000, that's correct. Well, probably it was just a minor hiccup. But what's your problem actually? No path. You can go like this way, all the way over here, go up there, come over here, and drive down into here. Well, no. Oh well, because I'm once again messed up something completely, and that is of course the input of these stations, isn't it? Yes. Okay, so that's probably easy to fix though. I'm gonna do that shortly. Now that's working, we should probably get this in. Yes, it's coming here, so that's good. And then, well, all of this should already be working fine. And do we want to continue on there though? Probably not. But what we could do here is, of course, place another power pole over there. And then we can actually split off here, get an output priority to the right, and then we can use whatever comes off here. And we might... do we want to do that this way though? Well, I'm not quite sure yet how we're gonna do that here. But it's gonna work anyways. And as you can see, we've just now finished all of the sciences that don't take in any of the space science. I'm not quite sure what we want to focus first. Do we want to do mining productivity or worker robot speed? Probably worker robot speed is gonna be a nice thing to start off with. Well, yes. Let's check our labs. Where are they? There they are. Okay, so currently your problem is mostly green science. Well, it's only one science per second, so it's gonna take ages to fulfill that one. Well, this one should start to work as soon as we get the first 40 uranium-235, which is gonna take a lot of time, I guess. So we're gonna wait for that, or I'm gonna wait for that, and then we'll see how we'll continue on. So there we are again. While waiting for the Kovarex process to happen, I've actually added in, well, a few more refiners and circuit conditions, so we don't transform all the light oil to petroleum gas, as we'll need that to produce solid fuel and then rocket fuel, and then later on, as soon as we get the Kovarex done, we'll be able to produce some nuclear fuel here, so that's gonna be nice. And we're currently at 23, so it's not the worst, but it could be better. And well, I guess I'm gonna throw in some speed modules level 2 into a few of them. And as soon as we get the first 40, it's 40, isn't it? Yes, as soon as we get the first 40 in here, I'll probably just put the speed modules to these machines, and then that's gonna do fine. So another thing I wanted to do is, of course, the, how's it called? The atomic bomb, as I said, and to do so we'll need explosives as well as rocket control units. And I'll need to check the ratios on how much we'll actually need of, well, how many do we want to produce per second? It's probably not a good idea to go for one, as that's gonna be super expensive. That would be 10 blue circuits a second. We don't really do that right now. So probably we should go for a little bit less, something like more in the region of 0.1 per second, something like that. And then that's gonna be doable. I'll just make up the math and probably put it in here while I wait for the Kovarex to happen. So actually I've also added in the atomic bomb production. While we're right here, we can actually put down a little storage for our nuclear fuel. Well, let's actually tell it to be maybe one row, or it's not stacking up, guess, so probably that's good as it is. And we are doing our first Kovarex process, so that's really a good thing. Really neat, and as we can see, we're running really slow there, so we'll just get all the modules out of here, or actually some at least, so we can feed the first two machines with modules, and then they should get, well, they're running at plus 60%, so that's already quite good, I would say. Actually, what's that doing? That's doing plus 50 each, so that would be crafting speed of 2 then, so that's even better. I'll catch you up as soon as we get the first uranium for our atomic bombs. I guess I'll prioritize the atomic bombs first of all, as that's gonna be kind of nice to have to get large areas cleared. And that's something we'll need to do to prepare the world for our mega base. Maybe we'll also just run around with our artillery train, not quite sure yet. I'll do some testing, which of the possible methods is gonna be the quickest, the best. Probably it's gonna be the artillery train, or we could do something like a combination of the two. So we have the builder train going first, laying some rails, and getting with the atomic bomb at least the close areas to the builder train cleared, and then afterwards coming in with the artillery train to really get the whole area cleared. I'll see that, and well, I'll keep you updated, and I guess I'm just gonna add one more small snippet as soon as all of these are running.